Hi, welcome. You know, we are going to do a little bit of channeled spirit messages from loved ones. Um, so I was kind of just shutting down the house and getting ready for bed, and I just got a quick message that I'm not finished for the day. I'm not done. So we'll do a quick little message from spirit today, from the heavens. And I pulled out some of my oracle cards and called Talking to Heaven by Doreen Virtue and James Van Prague. These are not necessarily my favorite at all, but I pulled them out because it was appropriate. So we'll go ahead and get started. I was kind of saying a prayer before I turned on the camera. And so the first message I'm getting is from a dog. Someone's puppy dog just wants to say that they love you and that they're with you. And that was them. That's them. That was me. And I'm seeing a picture of them driving in the, being in the front seat of the car with you. And just like, looking out the window like they belong there, like they're, just a little bit shorter than you and belong right in the front seat. And they loved the car rides and they loved being with you. And every minute was just of their life was happy with you. And they say thank you, and that was them, that was me, that was me. I can hear her saying this, or him. Very gentle, happy baby. Every part of my life, she says, or he says, to her parent, her loved one, was, it was you. You were the light of my life, and so they want you to know that they know you felt that way about them as well. You love them like a child, love them like your own, and they're saying they're soul family, and they still are guiding you. And that was me. Like, I don't know if you felt them or heard their little toes on the floor, following you down the hallway, but that was them. And they just want you to know that's them, and they're safe and they're well, and no more pain. So if like it had achy legs or hurting tummies before they passed, they're free from that. And they just want you to know that they love you and you took such good care of them, and they will always be your loved one, your best friend, your family. I'm also getting a horse. I was expecting more people. So there's a horse, not a slender, I'm feeling like a slender and, kind of beautiful horse. A little bit of light colors, more cream colors, or lighter browns, lighter tans. And I can't tell if it's a male or a female, but they're saying thank you. They also watch out for you, and they're saying travel well. They just want to bring you the news, go ahead and travel, because the energies are changing, and there's doorways opening up to the higher energies, and they can feel this coming for you. And they're still very much your friend, family, loved one as well. So this horse says thank you, and you've traveled with them, and so, if we think of horses, sometimes we think of riding horses, and they're saying, you have a journey coming up, and they will be with you in spirit to help guide you like an animal totem. And they're very proud of their life, and they loved describing, teaching you things because they were so in charge of stuff. They taught you a lot of things, and they love you, and they just want you to know that to the others, the horses that are at home living, your friends, your children, that they're taking like a guardian angel outlook upon them, and taking care of them as well. This horse is saying to us who love horses and who have known beautiful horses, like, think in terms of freedom. Think in terms of freedom upcoming, because there's freedom. It's like the horse goes. and it's sort of like in charge, like above us, above. It's so cool. I just love this. There's another dog. This is like a poodle, a big one, kind of grayish, blue grayish, and this one says I am royalty. And my mom misses me a lot, and we played games, and we talked about everything, and I just want her to know that I am safe and I am alive and well. Just like this dog is going, I am royalty. Like he should have an what is it, like an insignia, like a shield, like on him. The horse was different. It was more like, I am beautiful and graceful, and I'm the queen of the world, or king of the world. And this one is like military royalty. The dog. It's a super beautiful baby. And thank you for always taking good care of me and brushing me, and when you were drinking wine, and settling down in the evenings, those were his favorite times. And he said he did help children, or he helped people. He might have been a service dog of some kind, but he loves you so much, and could not be more grateful for your every breath together. He's safe and well, and he is just, lifting a paw. That's so great. And, I was saying today, people, if you're married, or have a friend, or, people around you that have lost a parent, and, that's over within a week, it's over, and you think they should just be okay. That's really hard. We're never the same when we lose a parent. And I'm feeling someone's mom here today, and she's kind of scattery, and she's saying, I just want my children, my daughter, my children to know that I am all right. And I'm so, so sorry about how the hardships, she's kind of an eccentric lady, kind of funny and kind of scattered. And she's saying, I'm so sorry that I, in some ways it was, I made it harder. Like I didn't have as much balance as maybe some people that followed all the rules. And she says, I'm very proud of myself, in one hand, for learning in kind of a big way. And she says, my children are so kind and so compassionate and such humanitarian people. I am so proud of them. And I know my daughter is she's having that, that the waves of despair and grief, and kind of like PTSD, I guess, like doesn't want to go out, and she just wants you to know that she's with you. And even though we will never be the same, she wants you to know that it was also a very lovely transition. She's laughing, and I know this is inappropriate for me to laugh, but she's making me laugh. And she's saying, well, I just kind of rolled out of my body. And she said, that was it. And so she wants you to know it was a very lovely transition. And she's looking out for you. And she has angels with her to help her connect. And you'll be seeing her. And she liked what you did. She liked the choice. There's something about cremation and choices and making it simple. And she says the others are here, like Big Grandpa is here. And then there are some animals. And she says they came for me, we're all together. And even the ones I didn't really want to be around, I've seen them, and we're balancing things. And she says, we will check on you. I will be here for you. I will always love you. And I'm safe. It was a good way to go. She's just funny. I am picking up on someone's grandmother, who's, to me, she's comes like a Kennedy, like put together well, and her hair's nicely, done. And it almost reminds me of the lady like in The Graduate, the movie The Graduate, like perfect hair, kind of fancy higher class typed person, a little bit fun, but also a little bit proper. And she just wants you to know she's so proud of you and your creativity. Let it flow, let it flow. She's excited about your new direction in jobs and something about your mate or meeting someone where you thought it was just like everyone is not, relationships are not fun and you just are anxiety about that. But she's saying that there's a new, like good choices, new options or coming together in better than you've ever known before in relationships and connections. And good job and just going for it and waking up your creativity and your work. I don't know if you're a teacher, I don't know if you help people, but she's saying good job in waking up that passion inside of you and doing it your way. So there's a little bit of a theme going on where our loved ones want us to be ourselves, our true selves, and stop hiding or, dulling our shine a little bit. So this grandmother just wants you to know that she's really excited to see you, grow and expand. And there's this new part of work or your career or job, it's going to go really well. And there's new love coming for you or a reboot in love as well. There's somebody's father is here and he's kind of brash and he's like, yep, I just want my kids to know that I'm still around. And I know they think about me every day and they think about the way I taught them things. I think this is a father that has girls. And he's saying the one that had the hardest time was just like life flipped her a little bit, flipped, bumped, nudged her, like hurt a few times. Like I'm really proud she's getting with it and learning how to receive better treatment, like people treating her better. And good job. I see her climb up, like she's really quick, smart, and understanding stuff as she's climbing up in her work. And they know this, and that she's either has a daughter, and we're surprised because it was his child that we wouldn't think would have kids. Or she's brilliant and great, or there is one to come. And so to his daughters, he's really proud of you and proud of your insides and who you are. And he's always going to take care of the kids. And he's big and protective. He's almost like he's wearing overalls because he can. He thinks it's funny. And something about railroad, like wearing a railroad hat or railroad kind of work, or he's around railroad ties, or he's saying movement. He said that doesn't matter. He said we don't have to have jobs here like that. He said I just want my kids to know that I'm okay, and I know they miss me every day. It's been several years, and I know that they think about me all the time. I'm there like the tree to protect you. And he's going to be there at Christmas and make you laugh like he always has. There's, to one of his daughters, he's saying, like, her presentation of herself is kind of polished and put together. And he's, of course, wearing overalls and he's got a little crunchiness to him. And he does it on purpose. Like, he knows he's funny. He knows he can be sarcastic. He knows he can be brash. But one of his daughters is kind of polished and got a light voice and kind of fancy in her job, or her family looks a little fancy. And so he's like, I love it that they're going to, talk about things like farts and just laughter and being silly and stuff that he used to bring to the family, and especially for the holidays. And he just loves that. He's just so proud of each child and their different personalities and pieces. And he says, hello, I love you all, I'll be there, make you laugh. Something about the coins. He's still talking. It was just like a quick message, but he's still talking. Something about coins. He's like, save the coins. Like get a hobby and save the coins, or save the stamps, or save, He keeps winking. I have a message from a brother, son, a younger male in his 30s or 40s, and he's just saying, I'm all right. He says, I lived big. Lived big. It's like he was in charge, and he's showing me his energy about how he was, like, he thought he was super cool. He might have had his shirt unbuttoned a little bit extra, just being cool. Really like a big gold chain. He's got a little, like godfather-y feeling. So we've got a brother, son, father, uncle, friend, and he liked boats. He liked the water. He worked really hard, like he overworked. I think he might have been like what do you call it when you overwork? The words have left me, but he's showing that he was always doing business things, always making money. I think he might have had either like a restaurant or something and then he had another business, another kind of business. But he liked he's charming, so he liked how are you doing? You want some, do you want some ravioli tonight and the red wine with that? He liked talking to the people, and he liked being popular. And he said, oh, no, don't make me say that. He said he chose very difficult ladies to love and like in this world. And so it just made him sort of like charming and, overworking and paying for things, a little flashy, a little bit. So he just wants his family to know that he loves them. And he says, I do have a son or children, and it might be more than one, but he's saying I do. And I know that they're sad, and this is hard. Might be the first or second year, third year of holidays without him. And he says, listen, because there's music, I'll play some music, and it's just funny because it'll remind you of what I would say. And please know that I was there at Thanksgiving, and I will be there in more holidays, and tell my mom hi. So, he's like, good going to the kids, good going. And the one is sassy. So I think it would be a niece or a nephew that he's saying, calm down. Just be like, just because you're bulldozing in doesn't mean you always, find the answer you want. So calm down, observe a little bit, and then you'll find the answer. And he'll always be there. He loves all of you, and he's putting his hand on his heart. So I don't know if it's heart or lungs, or I'm not sure exactly, but he's saying, everything's all right. I'm okay. And he's saying self-esteem, confidence, have confidence, and know that you are on track and have an adventure. He loves the boats. There's boats. I don't know if he had a boat, but he loved that kind of thing. So maybe his vacations or holidays would be around water things, or the marinas, or he just has kind of a flash about him. Even his casual look is a little flashy. So uncle, son, brother is, I'm feeling. There's another younger male. He's 20, 22. He's got light hair. He's super cute, and he just wants you to know that he's safe and he's with you, and he checks on his siblings as well. He's got sister. and he's sorry. Sometimes he made it hard on everyone, and he did not want to be responsible, so he didn't have to, and didn't. And he said, I love you. That's me walking through the house. I know about the children, the kids. So a sibling or some of his family members has had children. He brought them to you. Something about peanuts or almonds or peanuts. He's saying, keep getting those. Those are my favorite. And he wants his mom to know that he heard her. He heard her. And he thanks her for hearing him and listening to him. He didn't like to show his feelings all that much. Sometimes, when he was on the run or doing this or that, when you're young people, we don't think about, how much we need to be around family and stuff. And he says, but I did get to tell them, each one of them in my last days and weeks, like that I like them in some way. And I play the music. There's music. It's sort of loud and tough guy music, tough. And he just wants you to know there are others. He's got friends here with him in spirit. And he just wants you to know he's okay. And he loves you. And he tells his mom to go for it. Like, allow herself to have this next part of life and enjoy a little bit. I know it's hard. He says hard for you to enjoy anything and laugh. But he wants you to. I have a daughter. And I've got blue, turquoise, blue, teal, blue energy around, saying I'm here. I'm so advanced, and I'm sorry. She laughing. She says, I see you all making the best of your days as much as possible. I want you to know I am there. It feels like I was disconnected, but I am not. I ride with you. I can hear you thinking when you want me to. And she says, see, I told you. It would be okay. The next steps and the nurturing of each other and the changing of the family unit. And she says she goes and trips her, haunts her brother and like nieces and nephews and pokes them and they kind of go, huh? And she wants them to not feel grief, guilt, shame. So she sweeps it off of them. And she says, I just love them all so much. Each personality in our family is drastically different. So, each person that we deal with in the family, I just want you to know that each one of you, I miss you all as well. And I'm around. And the guys are like, stone-faced, poker-faced guys. And kind of sarcastic. She goes, and I totally fit with that. I will be, over here in the corner making fun of some people with you. Something about the greens and the blues and the magic of life. She wants you to know that she's safe and well and free, and that she's very connected to each family member and the kids as well. She knows about the youngest ones, and she'll guide each child. She loves the kids, and she's here with Jesus, she says. There's going to be, for the family members, for mom, for dad, for siblings, there are some pieces that she's like, movies that are going to come on the TV, songs that are going to come on, like some super visual things that she likes, and each family member is going to go, oh man, that's her, and she loves this. There's bubbles and wings, and she just wants you to know that she's going to haunt you always. She thinks that's such great fun. She says, see how fast you're moving, like your spiritual journey is growing and moving. She's showing some guides and guardian angels that she gets to work with on your behalf, like with them, like there's a team of them. She's the leader of the team, and brings in that beautiful energy. She says, allow your throat chakra to be open up so you can tell your truth, and don't be so hard on yourself. And I know every day you feel the loss, the loneliness without me, but I'm right here, and I just want you to know, even though you have to be here in your body for quite a while, I'll be right with you, and we're never connected. I'll see you in dreams. She's winking too, so it's like she's more cool about it. Like, she's also got a Godfather vibe about her. I like it. She likes the new tattoo. She likes the tattoo. Colors, color. I have someone else stepping forward that's kind of like tall friend that's been gone for a little while, and I believe he's strange and kind of he's a little bit peculiar, and it's something about like 80s 90s rock and roll. He's got that coolness about him. He's an overthinker. He's been gone for a little while, over a decade, maybe 2. And he says, I know you've been feeling me. So he's got a friend that he wants to say, I know you've been feeling me, and I get to be on your guidance team. And who would have ever thought that I would guide anyone? And he says, I'm really doing well, and I'm watching your soul group, your soul tribe, are watching your heart shine and grow over these years. And he says, I'll bring you some pretty big signs so that you know it's me, and you'll just giggle with me, like you'll just feel it. And he says, he's recommending that there's a couple of you that want, like, that are really good at your spiritual, magical, mystical, shamanic work, inside, inner work, and maybe outside too. And he says, write some of it down, like write me some questions. And like, my friend, I haven't seen you in a long time, but I can feel you, and I know you're with me. I'm having trouble in this area, or I really want to know about this part of my life, or this part of my life, or this part of my life. Like, write down some things you want to know about and say, what can you help me know? And he's so excited. He's like, sit with your paper, sit with your computer, and be ready. You can have the TV on, or whatever it is. Just be ready, because when it comes to you, you'll go, oh, that's him answering my questions. The answers of life and death and the afterlife. He's going to answer things and he'll help you with things like, he's so thrilled to be like able to shield you and protect you, as well as teach you, like be a teacher from spirit. And he's super groovy. He's got like kind of a coolness thing. He probably smoked some pot. He probably smoked some cigarettes or drank a little bit too much, but he's a deep thinker. He's kind of an intense, deep thinker, and he's kind of mellow about it. So, and funny, really funny. So he just wants to say hello and say that's me as well. He's making me laugh still. He said, that's America. I don't know why he's saying that. He's like, watch. And he's shedding some light on some pieces. He says, watch as this next year unfolds. It's going to be ridiculous. He's like, stay out of fear, y'all, and make some choices. I don't know why he's saying this. It's America. He's showing me red, white, and blue. He's Midwestern. He's Midwest kind of guy. I'm telling you, he's going to play some Rush music, like the band Rush, or kind of like that 80s and 90s classic rock kind of thing. A little Pink Floyd. And you'll feel his presence. One more grandmother, grandfather couples coming, rounded face grandpa, grandmother, they're saying aloha. Someone's going to Hawaii and or wants to, and they're saying these pieces. This is interesting. These pieces are coming together, and so dream big. Like if you've always wanted to go to Hawaii, or you feel drawn to, you know, the islands or the beach or something like that, like book it, do it, go. And new partners, new friends, new family, new love. So kind of rounded face. Grandpa, he's usually kind of serious, but he's doing the talking. The grandmother's really nurturing, sits up straight, saying, go for it, go to Hawaii, do it. Yeah. And the ancient truth, the wisdom, the Lemurian background in you will rise up. You'll know. Get ready for some good connections. So these grandparents are going to be here for Christmas as well, and say hello to your siblings, and they know about mom, or they'll help you, like your mother, like maybe their daughter, who is older. So these grandparents are talking to several generations and saying, like, help them buy the truck. Like, okay, so they're talking about the mom. These are the grandparents talking about their daughter, and then talking to this, the grandchild who has grandchildren, and they're saying, help them buy the truck or the vehicle. Like, co-sign, or give them $500, or help them with the vehicle. With the rounded face, he's got kind of native features, just a little bit strong, rugged guy. And the grandmother's really loving and gentle, and she knows things, she's smart. And so they're sending great love, and they know that you're worried about the mother that's living, and they're around. They know she's not quite thinking the way she used to, and they'll take care of her. And they'll bring you a smell. You'll smell grandma, you'll smell grandmother's house. And then I don't know if for this message the people are Catholic, but there's a rose smell as well. So I call that the Mother Mary smell, the sign. So you have extra blessings and extra prayers going up for all of your family, but the grandparents just want you to know that they will be here, and you can, with the house, you'll know what to do. And thank you for taking care of each other. And even on the yucky blah days, or when no one wants to talk to each other, making family important. Because, you know, ironically, as they have always said, love really is all that matters. Someone has a cat, dogs, everyone's just lining up. You got loved ones bringing messages from spirit saying, good job, we are here very, very close. The veil is very thin. So the dreams and stuff, just know you're processing, moving along. And there's a couple of them saying, go ahead and open up your heart to love. Some of the people that have been hurt in life, or hide, or have made bad mistakes in marriages or relationships, or they're laughing. They're pointing at me going, you run a little bit, you know, you're a little scattered, and run. You're a runner. And I'm like, okay, thanks. So those of us who are runners, or feel like we are not good enough, have worthiness issues sometimes, or have had just, you know, tough experiences we've learned from our relationships in tough ways. Little narcissists, little, you know, addictions, or whatever we've been through, pain, loss, grief, issues. They're saying, open up your hearts now. Open up your hearts to trust that you are free from some of the old stuff, and you will be meeting the right people. Trust that you are loved and lovable, and we'll be there for your holidays in this new year, like bringing in with a smile, and kind of envision what you want, because it's a very powerful time right now where you can go, I really want this, you know, changing in my life. I really want this healed in myself. and those things will process quickly, and they will help. And remember, they are always here. You can say, Grandma, I need some help with this. I don't understand. Will you just help me see the truth in myself? Will you help me know what I can know? To our children that are passed, I need you to know. I need to know that you're here with me. I need to know that you are safe. I think about you all the time, and they will be, waiting for you to ask for them. The fur kids and the hooved fur kids, and the animals can feel and know much more than you think. So watch us, the living ones, watch the living ones, as we will, let them know that we're in the room with you, and, tell some good stories about some of us at these holiday times and upcoming. And happy birthday to a couple of people for Christmas. Happy birthday for Christmas. It's a Christmas carol. Happy birthday from grandparents and Dad. And get some rest. Make it easy. Make it simple. Okay. This is not what I was expecting, and that's not what I was planning on doing tonight. But I got a nudge. Oh, God, let me pull a couple cards. I said I was going to. The earth is our school. So a couple of them were saying, I learned from, difficult ladies, or I learned in this certain way. I have this funny thing about my personality, and I learned a lot. The horse, remember the horse saying, I taught them everything. Taught them everything. Don't be afraid. Your loved ones just want you to know that there's nothing to fear, and that you are loved. And again, trust. Open up your hearts, trust. Allow love in. Don't be afraid. And they walk with you. And you got angels and love around you, and lots of molecular structures and cellular structures of pure divine love and Christed energies. And just know that you're safe, and that they're here. They can hear you. You can communicate with them. They want me to tell you that it's not that I hear them out loud. It's sometimes I'm visual, so I see them, and then they hear and feel inside. Knowing is kind of a knowing. So I have clairvoyant, which is seeing, and clairaudient a little bit, and knowing, so it's clairsentient. Those are terms, to describe it. And so they're saying, remember to tell them. Sometimes we don't move our lips. We're just an energy that we're almost like deciphering a radio wave. We come in different radio wave frequencies like that. And they're always the higher energies when we do it this way. It's not the paranormal part. This is the higher energies. And they said, remind them that it's not like you hear a voice out loud. If I did, then I would go, kind of crazy, which is weird. I got to tell you this. So I went in the kitchen, and I was kind of turning lights off and making sure, no snacks were open on the counter, because I got cats, and they would just they break everything anyway. So it would just be everywhere by morning. And so I'm hearing all kinds of noise downstairs in my basement, which I've had, family that's come over at house sitting that's like, I'm kind of scared. There's stuff going on in your basement. I'm like, no, there's not. And movement. So, and I've had a boyfriend that was, would go in the kitchen, and then he would go back out, and he would go right back in, and all the cabinets were open. And that didn't happen to me. So I feel, kind of at peace with whatever's going on. But tonight, the basement was loud, and movement and noise. And I was like, ooh, I'm not going down there. It's kind of creepy. I call it the Dead Files basement anyway. It's super creepy. Looking, old. It's just an old house. So I opened the door and I thought, no, I'm not even gonna, no. And I shut the door and I just was like, gonna ignore it. I'm like, stay in your own space. That is not our heavenly, it's not our heavenly people. But it was right after that I got, well, you're supposed to give messages from spirit, from loved ones, heavenly loved ones. And so I just was like, okay, I put my hair up and a ponytail and I came and sat down and that's how it worked. But they just want me to tell you that when you receive messages, each one of us have an innate connection to God, to spirit, to our loved ones. You don't always hear it like as a voice. So my question and how I used to kind of practice as I got better and better at being a medium was I would ask, like, what would they say if I could understand or hear what they were saying? And then it would just come like really quickly in my head, or I would see a flash of a sign of what they were saying. But they don't usually move their mouths because they don't have, it's energy. They don't have mouths. They don't need to be just like us. And so they just wanted to remind you of that. So when you feel like you're disconnected and you're not feeling your loved ones, you can't hear them, you can't feel them, know that they'll talk to you in different ways. They'll, energy movements, anything with frequency, music, TV, the birds, leaving you pennies. These are all valid and big. You might feel them swoosh through you or warmth on you. But please know that you can hear them inside as well. And it might just be a word or two, a short sentence, but it's not probably going to be out loud all that often because it would be startling and creepy and, startling. And that's a little bit more for the paranormal. Those are lower energies usually. But the heavenly ones, listen inside. So they're talking to you too. Want to pull one more card? There's no such thing as death. Over many years, I don't really still quite understand, of course, fully being a medium for decades and decades, and I still don't quite get it. But they always have said in different ways, like, I'm more alive. I'm alive and well here. Death is an illusion. And they always say they are more alive. Their higher selves, their heavenly selves are more alive than they were here. And so are we. So we'll always be connected and we'll always be together and we'll always be one, unity. And so make the best of it. Dream big. Open up your hearts. Thank you. Hope you guys got some good messages. Blessings.